Welcome, multimedia and marketing students, to your first major assignment. Major meaning it is an extended project for more than a day or two, and it is worth a whopping 40 points. But it's not that difficult. It's using information that we've already collected. So it's about our personality types that we've been working on. So if you're with us, if you've been working, if you've been doing what we've been kind of progressing through for the past week and a half, you have in your possession the results from the 16personalities.com website, your Myers-Briggs personality type. It's 4 letters. We've decided we're not going to look at the dash letter afterwards. We're going to deal with the primary 4 letters. For example, mine is INTJ. And so what we're going to do with that information is make a personality type slide deck, and we're going to transition that into what's called a PechaKucha. So this is part 1 of a 2-part assignment. Part 1 is building the slide deck. Part 2 is converting that slide deck into a PechaKucha, which in Japanese means chit-chat. And it's a presentation style. So the reason this slide deck is 20 slides, not less and not more, is because a PechaKucha is 1 slide for 20 seconds, and you talk over the 1 slide, and it moves after 20 seconds. You don't get to control when it moves, so you have to pace yourself for what you're talking about on the slide that is up on the screen. So it's a presentation type, and I'm going to show you an example in class. So part 1, we have to actually build the slide, so the slide deck. So here's the assignment, and personality type slide deck is the name of it. And I'm just going to read through the directions here real quick. So create your slide deck using PowerPoint. Use the template attached to this assignment, which is right here, if you open it up, and I will once I'm through these directions. Also attached is my completed version as an example. So that's this right here. I made it into a PDF so you can just slide through and see them. There should be a title slide, an end slide, and 18 other slides in between. Those 18 slides in between, you're going to get the information from 16personalities.com, and I'm going to show you that as well. Good topics to use for the slides include strengths, weaknesses, work habits, and career paths. Use the 16 Personalities website below to access the information about your type, so I put that there. And use Trudy.com to watch a video about your personality type if you wanted to see like a summation of it. Now, I don't have that linked to this assignment because Microsoft Teams says I can't put more than 5 things on an assignment to help you guys out, so that's kind of dumb. Anyway, once we get to Google Classroom, that won't be a problem anymore. Also attached to this assignment is a slide deck tutorial, which is this. You're watching it right now. You're watching it. Okay, so we're going to use this slide deck for a presentation type called later this month, and it's the PechaKucha, like I just talked about. 20 seconds per slide. You'll either use voiceovers per slide, or if you do it live in class with note cards, you can get extra credit. So let's look at the template. Actually, you know what? Let me close that out. I want to open it the right way. So when you guys open this, and I'm going to do it the same way, don't ever open it up in Teams. You want to open it up in PowerPoint, or you want to download it. The best way is download and open it on your machine. Let's try it this way right now. Hopefully it works okay. Yes, okay. I think we're good. So here's the template. It's all blank and nothing's on here because you get to build it. So the very first slide is, you're going to have a picture, and you're going to put your personality type. You're going to put the 4 letters, and you're going to put your first and last name. So let me show you my example. So here's my first slide. And I took it straight from the website. Like, I used the snipping tool to get this background. That's like the little character they use for INTJ. I put, in good font with like an outline personality type. I changed the color of the box. He's called the architect. And I didn't put the INTJ in this box because it's like right in your face right here. And then your byline by your name. Now going back to the slide deck, slide number 2, explain and identify and explain each of the 4 letters of your type. So that's where, let's get back over here. Slide number 2 is actually an explanation of the two. So you've got the I, the N, the T, and the J. And this one for me is just a graphic, and then you're actually explaining those letters when you convert this into a PechaKucha assignment. And then we've got your 4 letter types versus the opposite type, which I can help you with that once you get to it. Now here's the important part right here. Now this is supposed to be strength 1, strength 2, strength 3. I put in my my samples, so you're gonna have to change this for yourself. That's like the first strength for the INTJ. So if we're going over to the website 16personalities.com, and you're going to your personality type, let's say your personality type is actually ENTJ, and you're going to go to strengths and weaknesses, and your first strength is right here, efficient. So you can highlight it, Control C or right click to copy, go back to your assignment, and this, instead of mine, you want to put in your strength. And I would even maybe suggest putting, like, just so you know, strengths versus weaknesses, maybe you could put strength 1, efficient, and then go back, get to strength number 2, which is energetic, and we can like copy that, go back, and paste that in, strength 2, and so forth. So that's how you're going to kind of label your slides. Now once you get past the strengths and weaknesses, and some of you have more strengths and weaknesses than others, so don't be limited to 5 apiece if you have more. But once you get into like the middle parts here, you're going to have to make a choice between friendship, career paths, and work habits, and the other categories. So again, it's the same thing. You're going to one of these categories, and let's say career paths, and it's not as easy as the strengths and weaknesses because you have to actually go in here and read some of this. So for instance, structure and order are key. That's a nice little 5-word phrase that you could put as a title. So I can do that, and it's in the career path section, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this, I'm going to take this, and then maybe underneath or in italics, maybe I'll do this. Structure and order are key. I can make it italics. I can maybe even put it in quotes so that you can know that it was quoted from the text, and so on. So you're going to do that. So that's the titling part, and then you're going to go find pictures that have to do with all these things. So in my example, my strength number 1 is strategic mind, and I found a picture of Muhammad Ali. Oh, not bad. This is strategic mind. So strategic mind, I have the title on the bottom, and this picture just kind of represents what that strategic mind is. So you've got kind of the mapping in the background, you've got some things, you know, war games on the bottom here, so it just kind of is a representation of what strategic mind means. If I go to slide 2, that's high self-confidence. So that's why Muhammad Ali makes a little more sense, and there's even like a little quote, because Muhammad Ali was like one of the greatest fighters of all time, really confident guy, so I use that picture. Next strength, independent and decisive. For me, when I think independent and decisive, I think of a surfer, because when you have big old waves like that, you're all by yourself and you have to be decisive to get out of there without getting hurt. So that's basically the first part of the project. You're labeling and you're finding pictures that have to do with these strengths and weaknesses and things that have to do with like your career path and friendship and workplace habits. And then we're going to convert that into a PechaKucha during class today or tomorrow. I will actually show you an example of a PechaKucha, show you and actually play mine for you as well, so that you can see what that looks like. So that's this tutorial, just as a setup for the first part of this project, so that you can do the slide deck itself, and you can refer back to this at any time. See you back in class.